Okay, so what if a loved one passes and you are appointed the head of the estate, but you don't live in that said estate? In this video, I'll be giving tips from a non-legal professional's point of view, from somebody who works with people in Essex County and Hudson County. What do you do when you are handling an estate that's out of state, right? So I've worked with a few clients where they were put in charge of an estate and they live in New Orleans, they live in Cali, they live in Washington State, they live in Oregon, they live even like on the East Coast in Virginia is a 5 hour drive. So it's already taxing to handle an estate when you live in the state of where the person passed away, but it's even more of a stress and even more moving parts and more variables when you don't live in the state. Now, one of the things I would have you do is obviously do all the things that you could do virtually first, right? So a lot of times you have to go visit the court like in person, right? A lot of times you have to go visit the house. A lot of times you have to go and visit family members and kind of get all of the paperwork ready if you don't have the paperwork already for the person who passed away, right? So these are things that you're gonna have to visit, right? But when you when you do all of the things that you can do virtually, like call the banks, reach out to the insurance companies, even you can even sell the home virtually, like because we could send the documents back and forth, and I've done that with some of my clients. One of my last clients that I worked with, he lived in New Orleans, and we sold the house and he'd had to come up for the closing. I took care of everything upstairs. But that kind of leads to my next tip, which is have boots on the ground. Now, real estate boots is on the ground. It means like you have somebody locally, especially when you aren't located locally, to handle the affairs, right? So say you connect with somebody like me. I'm a real estate practitioner. I understand the probate process and I understand how to sell homes that have been inherited, right? So that's my personal expertise. However, I have people around me who handle all of the other things, which includes estate planning attorneys, which includes probate administration attorney, which includes hopefully not, but includes probate litigation attorneys, estate sale companies, personal property appraisers, clean out companies, contractors, all types of people that you will need to settle in an estate. If you meet somebody like me, which is comparable to a Swiss Army knife, I can help you take care of the other things that you need to take care of while you are out of state. But even if you don't meet a me or you don't meet a me in real time, a collaboration is going to be very, very key, and really making sure that you're calling, handling all of those things virtually that I talked about in the first tip, but handle all of those things virtually so that when you do come up, you can get things going. You can meet with the realtor if you want to sell a house. You can go to the bank personally, even if they wasn't trying to help you over the phone. You can visit the surrogate court, make sure you have all the paperwork. You can do the things that when you come, you can really just maximize the amount of things that you get done when you are in town. So handling the estate is a very stressful time for executors, for administrators, for people who just appointed the trustees of a trust. Just handling the estate is very, very difficult because there's so many moving parts, and living out of town or even out of state rather can make that process a little bit more daunting, make it harder. But same thing like anything, when you plan, it makes things easier on the back end and it gives you a framework to work with. And hopefully this video start to jog your start to jog your imagination of like, okay, how am I going to handle this, and start to put things in perspective. So again, handle all the things that you can virtually, have somebody that are boots on the ground that can help you, and collab, which kind of ties into two, but it's something of itself because you really have to basically build a team around you. I would suggest, just because there's so many things that has to get done. Your attorney's not going to handle everything like a lot of people think, and your family a lot of times are going to help if you have like multiple heirs. But again, you are in charge as the executor, and you have a fiduciary, aka a legal responsibility to do best by the estate. So it would be best on you to follow some of the tips in this video, do your own research, hire an attorney, do the things that will help you sleep a little better at night with all of the things that you are in charge of and that you are responsible for. Thank you guys for watching.